Hi, and welcome to the Sabbath Christian Church's online sermon. We have getting involved in the Son of Man and the greatness and the ultimate of all the people in the Bible, mentioned 83 times in the New Testament, is the Son of Man, Jesus. Traces his ancestry back. But he is the ultimate in the Son of Man. He says, whatever you ask in my name, his authority has been given to him. He said, I will do so that the Father may be glorified in the Son, pointing ultimately to the Father who made Jesus this great Son of Man. And what does it mean? Ask in his name. Well, obviously it means authority. It comes from onoma, a name, a cause, authority. And people, persons, the authority, a name. Do it in my name, my authority. So it's another way of saying authority. And then Jesus came up and said to them, spoke to them, and said, all authority on heaven and earth has been given to me, given to him by God, of course, and has been given to me in heaven and earth, and this gives him the right to do this for us. Ask. It will be given. Seek, find. Everyone who does will find or seeks. We ask for a son for a loaf, give him a stone. If we ask for a fish, you'll give it to him. There, if then, being evil, know how to give good gifts to his children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give what is good to those who ask him? There are some problems with this that Jesus doesn't get into in all this section here, but it goes on. You have to ask the person in authority. You have to search and want. You have to knock. You have to do all these things that Jesus said that you had to do. Ask and it shall be given you. Seek and you'll find. Knock. But there is, we have to have the desires of God in a different light. We ask for what we wish. We seek for what we miss. We knock for that which we feel shut out. So yes, it's a little bit more. A humble disciple. I cannot persuade myself that I have any interest with God. All these things are thrown in our way that are not presented there in this particular space with asking and all the other things that they can get from the authority of Jesus. He says, received. He that seeketh findeth. To him that knocketh be open. Of course, it is presumed he asks aright, in faith, with an honest purpose. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God. Let him ask in faith. Let him ask in faith. It says, you ask and receive not, because you ask amiss, that you may consume it upon your lusts. Yes, these are the great promises that we who receive these promises by asking in Jesus' authority, by his name. He says, if any of you lacks wisdom, ask of God. Having problems getting the answers to these things, must ask in faith without any doubting. We've talked about this. He who doubts is like the surf of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. Wouldn't expect anything from the Lord. No longer or with children, or to be here and there, thrown by waves, carried about by every wind of doctrine, by the trickery of men and the craftiness and deceit scheming. Ask for the wisdom. Ask They do not receive because you ask with the wrong motives. Ask. Get the motives right. Whoever believes that Jesus is the Christ, born of God, whoever loves the Father, loves the child, born of him, he wants to be asked these things. He wants the people to have the faith and trust in God as he showed in his life. We love the children. We love God. And this is the love of God, that we observe his commandments. If we're missing out on any of these things, maybe someplace the commandments are not what they should be. For this is the love of God, and this is the authority that Jesus has for us, that we keep the commandments, and then he gives us all we desires, all we need, and all the things that you ask in prayer, believing. Keep the commandments. Have the love for God. Ask in Jesus' name and his authority. And then he can answer and give us the best. Amen. And thank you for watching and listening.